Okay, first off, don't ask me about the jacket. Kind of cloudy out there. And, just in case.
Just the funk, we got a beat going on.
Sup everybody? Irrelevant YouTuber trying to claim back his fame and start being relevant again here. And today we're looking at something a little different here. And oh my goodness me, isn't that obvious? Yep, Forza is officially the channel. And as you can probably tell, I have the NASCAR expansion pass, which I gotta say, I'm actually really enjoying this. Yes, I know I'm a year late to it. Stop freaking! Don't vex me. Don't do any of that, because I'm technically super like fashionably late to Forza. So yeah, just bear with me. But what you're looking at here is Jamie McMurray's #1 McDonald's Chevy, built by, I think it's Stewart Haas Racing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Stewart Haas. Honestly, I gotta say, I mean, these stock cars, I'm really loving the way they look right now. Especially the Chevys, the Chevy SS's. I'd say the Chevy SS, they might have like the best looking stock cars in the past few years. Like throughout the time they're on. I'm speaking gibberish or whatever. I speak like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's because I really don't. But anywho, as you could probably tell, we are going to be doing the NASCAR expansion pack. Not necessarily expansion pack, but expansion campaign. Whatever you guys want to call it. By the way, guys, I just woke up, alright, so... Of course I have trouble speaking every time it's going back to the show in the car. Oh, never mind, it's not the Stewart Haas. It's a Chip Ganassi Racing Chevrolet. Thanks for freaking correcting me on that one, car. I keep getting mixed up. So, how did I get into like buying this pack? So the other night I was watching Days of Thunder and decided, hey, you know what, I'm actually really enjoying this movie. And again, it kind of got me in the mood to like buy the whole pack. So you already know how the pack is. You know, you got like the campaign, you got NASCAR World Tour showcases, multiplayer, all that stuff. You got Forza Motorsport 6. You already know this. But with all that gibberish talking aside, we're going to be doing this, and I'm not going to be doing it with the Chip Ganassi McDonald's. McDonald's. Wow. But we are going to be switching over to, it's going to be a little while. Kind of want to do Dank and Patrick's ride, but I don't know. I haven't really been keeping up with NASCAR as of late. It's only right now that I've been kind of invested in NASCAR again. Of course, after Days of Thunder and, of course, buying this. But anywho, we're going to be hopping on, the number 48 Jimmie Johnson car. The number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet has just been one of the modern NASCAR icons. Well, not one of NASCAR's modern day iconic cars. There you go, I said it right this time. Good job, Daniel. But yeah, we're gonna be taking this thing out for a little spin in the Passport to the World Series 1 over at Circuit de Catalunya. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, by the way, pardon me if I'm not going to be talking so much, because I usually don't, because these races are intense as hell. I say that and I turn down the drive to difficulty to average. Nice job there, Daniel. I gotta say, I expected to do pretty bad, and I might mess up. I might do really, really bad. I mean, knowing me, I'm definitely going to be doing pretty bad. But I guess I'm holding it on just fine. I guess the mod has kind of helped a little bit, and okay, just come on now. I need this. Like, get that turn right. Here we go, Ed. Boom, boom, bam. There we go. got like 2 other stock cars and a Ferrari 458 GT3, I think that's what it is. Hey, we got a Subway sponsored car. Subway's cool. So a retelling of what I experienced earlier, and how I got like the expansion pack. See, I was watching Days of Thunder. Well, I don't know why. I don't know why I decided to like watch Days of Thunder of all movies. Like maybe because I was in the mood to watch, watching it. And I gotta say, I'm actually really enjoying the movie. I haven't finished it yet, but I mean, from what I'm seeing right now, it's like, damn it! I really wish. I really wish that. Come on, focus on both the race and frickin'. And I just passed that 458. Yay! Yeah, Days of Thunder. I really wish I'd gotten into that movie way sooner than I expected. I knew Tom Cruise was in that movie, but I don't know. For some reason, I never really got super invested in it. Which is a bit lame on my behalf. I've been kind of beating myself up to death because of it. Because it is a freakishly awesome car movie, and everybody's been like, hey, go watch Days of Thunder. It's like one of the all-time greats. I mean, if you love like stuff like Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, or like freaking Disney Pixar's Cars, it's easy why they got a lot of Days of Thunder like became like one of the main inspiration for like those movies. Even more so for like Cars 3. I feel like there are like way more Days of Thunder hints and like references just by watching like the trailers for Cars 3. It kind of seemed like it was like a mix of Days of Thunder and freaking like one of the later Rocky movies or something. Any Rocky movie, or like any movie that involves boxing, particularly Southpaw came to mind every time whenever I saw that. I saw the later trailers. Yeah, Days of Thunder is a really good movie, and again, it just had everything. You know, it had the credible bad guys. It had none CG car chases or none CG car stunts. Cuff. And then I just messed up in that freaking. Oh dear. This is why I don't do commentaries. Oh, and one other thing, of course. I mean, it is pretty predictable for a Forza title, but damn the sounds. Yeah, again, I'm new to Forza. I'm pretty much new to this whole thing, but they always seem to hit the nail on the head when it comes to car sounds. They really do for the most part. I know the quality is kind of degrading in a lot of the later games. I feel like they just did sounds better in the previous titles. They still sound good. These cars still sound really, really good. One thing I also got to note is how long the gear ratios in stock cars are. It's just, you don't expect them to be like, well, I guess you kind of do, because these things are like run on a lot of power. I mean, they specifically made these motors to like be stupendously powerful, but at the same time, because this thing only has like 4 gears, they're stupendously long. However, the upside of this is that you don't really need to do a lot of shifting. So once you're stuck in a certain power band, you just stay there and let it flow. But of course, sometimes when you need to shift down, well, you don't necessarily need to shift down unless you're like understeering really badly, like what I was doing there. When you need to shift down, it's like when you're in like tight bends and all. But these things spend like 99.9% of their times like in oval tracks, of course. So I guess that stuff isn't usually much of a problem. But when you're in like tight tracks, I mean, you kind of have to downshift in like some areas, unless you're really careful and like balancing out the speeds and such. All right, I'm in the 3rd lap. I'm just hoping that I don't stretch this race out. Oh, I beat because race car 1990. Hey! Downshift a little bit there. Oh yeah, that also reminds me. I got a question for you guys a little bit. What's your favorite? What's your favorite? Like non Fast and Furious car movie? And yeah, I just talked about an irrelevant movie franchise because that movie's pretty much irrelevant. The later ones, at least, are pretty much irrelevant. But the OGs will always stay in my heart. That, you know what I mean. But yeah, what are your favorite car movies that aren't a Fast and Furious movie? Mine would have to be Christine from like 1983. Of course, more recently, Days of Thunder. It's quickly becoming one of my favorites. And in like the 2014 Need for Speed movie. Don't know why that movie got a lot of hate. I absolutely loved it. Again, it was just a perfect antithesis of like what the Fast and Furious movies like have transformed into like in the later years and such. It's just, I'm just glad that there's still a movie that's like, you know, he still has like the huge emphasis on cars, but at the same time works really well as like a revenge story and all. I don't know. I really enjoyed that movie, case in point. I really did. I really do. And it made stars out of freaking Aaron Paul, and then again, like he isn't a star already in Breaking Bad, but I'd say like after that, I mean, he got casted into like a lot of other projects too, which is really cool on his behalf. Oh wait, never mind. I finished the race just as I haven't wrapped it up. But yeah, Days of Thunder, the 2014 Need for Speed movie, and okay, and we're still in level 41, but let's see. Well, we haven't really reached level 42 yet, but hey, level 8 over here. Hey, got to level 8 in the Infinity level over here. Oh man, I'm loving this expansion pack. I don't care what you guys say, I'm absolutely having a blast with this pack. I'm loving it to death right now. And I got plenty of more mods. Alright, so we completed 2 races already, and now we are about to enter the Alps. I think I'm gonna complete this whole series. It'll definitely stretch out beyond 10 minutes, but of course, gotta get that YouTube ad revenue though. Oh gosh. But anywho, next race, boys.
Next race will be at the Bernese Alps. A track
This
built
guy
along
stops
luxury ski
talking. Alright. Come on now. Come on, baby. Come on. What's that acting doing there? Like, my mustache, where my mustache is at. Nah. Yeah, meh. Anywho, we are at Bernese Alps.
Outsider, it doesn't look like a very high-tech vehicle, but the tech in COP is in all the sophistication of how all those parts are put together and how the system interacts. So there's a lot of simulation involved, and there's a lot of wind tunnel time involved, and a lot of just refining the physics of how it all kind of goes together to produce, you know, the right characteristics.
Kinda said it better myself. Got that rolling start, gotta drop a looking on the swagalicious swag. Dang it. Don't over-rev it, just go get them. Hey, it's all stock cars though over at Bernese Alps. Hey, I swear, the only other game that had NASCAR that wasn't like a dedicated NASCAR game was, you know, GT5 and 6. When NASCAR got announced for GT5, I never expected that NASCAR would actually appear in any other in a non-dedicated NASCAR game. That kind of opened the floodgates for a lot of like NASCAR dedicated games to have NASCAR, which is really cool when you think about it. Because sometimes, I mean, we all wonder how like a stock car would do in like other tracks that aren't in a NASCAR calendar, or how these stock cars, how these amazing stock cars would do versus other forms of like, no, I can't speak. Okay, what I meant to say was a lot of us just wonder how stock cars would fare against like F1 cars or GTE, LM race cars and all that. And it's always cool, like wonder how good they can really be when pitted against like some other race cars. And I'm glad that NASCAR is kind of like including, you know, stock cars and like the whole NASCAR licensing thing to go beyond like their dedicated games, and I really like that personally. And fast forward to Forza 6, here we are. Also, Real Racing 3, they have NASCAR too, and I guess that was executed pretty well. I think they might have like a lot of the other tracks in the NASCAR calendar. I mean, this Forza 6 as an expansion pack had only had. Okay. I think, I really wish that they added like other tracks besides like Homestead, Miami, possibly even like freaking Dover, Martinsville, or hey, Talladega. Yeah, I think it would be really, really cool to see those tracks. Yeah, here's hoping that they'll be able to keep the NASCAR license like from here on out, because I think that'll be really, really cool. Okay, the Porsche expansion pack, because I also have the Porsche expansion pack, hence how I got the Carrera GT that you saw in the last video. I don't think that pack is worth 20 bucks. It just never really had like the appeal, like the appeal to like keep me going to like continuously play the pack. It just doesn't really have it, in my opinion. This one kind of does. Granted, if it costed less than 20 bucks, I would have been. I mean, that would be something that's. I would highly commend Turn 10 for doing that, because I'd say this pack can also is going to be like even better if it's priced below 20 bucks. 15, I think 15 or 16 is a pretty good start. Is a pretty good price for something like this. Okay, granted, this is not me recommending that they should do even more expansion packs for Forza Motorsport 7, because I'm totally against paid DLCs. I mean, Turn 10 and Microsoft, they're like some of the worst offenders when it comes to like DLC and all. Not as bad as I originally thought they were going to be, but they're still pretty bad, because there are other games that'll actually do DLC and paid content a lot better. But for what this pack is all about, I think it's worth it. I personally think it's worth it, especially if you're really into NASCAR. Granted, I haven't played a dedicated NASCAR game since Thunder 2004, because that was my first ever exposure to NASCAR. I won't say this is up there. I'd say this is kind of quite up there. Especially when you add to the fact that you can pit a lot of these stock cars against, you know, other world-renowned racers, like a freaking GT3 car or whatever. This is probably just going to be me focusing, just talking a whole lot less. Recording might cut out, but yeah, I don't know. I don't care. All the things I would do to get that YouTube ad rev, boy. It says congratulations, you beat. Who did I beat? You didn't say anyone. Come on. Oh, look, there are the other cars over there. but again, I'm just having a mad blast driving these stock cars. And there's also a reason why I'm driving Jimmie Johnson's iconic number 48 Lowe's Chevy, because I was watching an interview with Jimmie Johnson earlier regarding like the 2016 season and looking ahead to like this year's season. I just love how humble the guy is. Yeah, granted, I mean, experience, the saying goes, like, experience does lead to maturity. And I think Jimmie Johnson is just one of those guys that's been in NASCAR, like, pretty much long enough. I mean, the guy's been, like, NASCAR for almost well over 15 years, which is staggering achievement in its own right. He was there when I started playing NASCAR Thunder 04. So, that's got to be saying something, right? And a game clip finished recording. Dang it. This is what happens when you only have to rely on the frickin' game DVR. And I went back into driving very, very slowly on top of fourth gear, doing absolutely nothing at all. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I love how humble Jimmie Johnson is. I mean, his experience in NASCAR has kind of made him like into a much better person, because he never expected to like become like a 7-time champion. You know, last year he was able to capture that, and from what I've like seen in the headlines, and I thought he deserved it, because Jimmie Johnson was just one of those drivers I grew up like, I won't say idolizing, but again, it was from back in the days in like freaking NASCAR Thunder 04. I even had like a model kit of one of his cars that I built horribly. I didn't even paint it, which was a terrible thing on my behalf. So glad I've grown out of that habit now. But I never really knew like how he is as a person. Knew like who he really is as a person. I mean, back then all I cared about was like, hey, there's a cool stock car. It's got the Lowe's livery and all, number 48. It was just so iconic. And yeah, then again, I was young and I didn't know any better. I know, I'm glad I did. And here's hoping that he does really well this season. I don't know if he's gonna win this this year, but if he does, I mean, number 8, boy, number mother effing 8. The last corner. I think this is the last lap. We're gonna find out. And into 4th and across the line. There we go. Yeah, kind of feel the need to turn up the difficulty a little bit, but hey, I got to level 42. Yay. Alright, let's see what I'm gonna get. Let's just hope Forza doesn't become insecure, bro. Okay, you know what? I think that's gonna conclude it for this video. I'll probably do the other 2 races off camera, probably like right after this. But yeah, to repeat my last question, yeah, let me know, like, have you seen Days of Thunder, or like, what do you think of like NASCAR? Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you think of this the NASCAR expansion pack, if you guys got it? And what's your favorite like non-Fast and Furious car movie? Yeah, just let me know down in the comment section below. And of course, while you're at it, hit that like, subscribe if you want to see more videos. I'm actually planning on doing. Wait, whoa, what? Wub. Thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, see you on the next one. Bam!